3, 2, 1. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we doing today, boys and girls? Let me get everything up and rolling here. I'm sorry I'm a little late and really out of focus. It's like focusing on the wall behind me or something. Come on, focus. Better, I guess. Ah, man. I just rolled out of bed. Sorry for the rat's nest and they're being a few minutes late. Let me get some stuff put together here. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Man, oh man, has it been a week. Alright, and the chat is live, so let me go in the Book of Faces real quick. Let me turn on the lights in here, maybe that'll help. Dining room. Oh, let's turn this warm. It's a little bit better. Don't you think? Yes, that's better. All right. Now let me go in the Book of Faces and say that we're live, so some people show up, maybe, possibly. But the chat is live, so once we all start talking, we can have a conversation. Oh boy. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, man. So much to do. Always so much to do. Never enough time. Here's a rat's nest. I need a shower. That'll probably help it some. Yeah, it would also help if I brushed it once in a while. Well, I should brush it every day. Well, there's a lot of things I should do that I just seem not to have the time for. While we're messing around with stuff, why don't I try one more time to get Facebook back onto my computer here. That might be fun to read. I am temporarily blocked from trying to recover my password. It looks like you are misusing this feature by going too fast. You've been temporarily blocked from using it. If you think this doesn't go against community standards, let us know. I must log in to create a... Oh, that's rich. That's rich. I have to log into Facebook to complain to Facebook about Facebook not letting me log in. Whatever. If no one shows up today, no one shows up. And it looks like no one's chatting anyway, so let me go through and, where's that article? A close reading of the best opening paragraph of all time. With a headline like that, I have to look. From Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle, of course. Shirley Jackson was born more than 100 years ago on December 14th, 1916. During her lifetime, she wrote The Lottery, The Haunting of Hill House, and We Have Always Lived in the Castle, the latter of which features what I consider to be the best paragraph of all time. The best first paragraph of all time. Well, let's see. My name is Mary Catherine Blackwood. I am 18 years old, and I live with my sister Constance. I have often thought that with any luck at all, I could have been born a werewolf, because the two middle fingers on both my hands are the same length. But I have to be content with what I had. I dislike washing myself, and dogs, and noise. I like my sister Constance and Richard Plagenet, and Amanita Falthoides, the death cup mushroom. Everyone else in my family is dead. That is a very interesting opening paragraph. Ken, good morning. And how are we doing on this brisk Sunday? I really want to see what she says about this. The rhythm is key. I'm going to straightforward, narrator's name, somewhat old-fashioned way of opening, but appropriate for some. Yeah. To me, that was kind of a dud. Yeah, that's kind of a dud. Interesting, but very, I'd say very far from the best opening paragraph of all time. You know? There it is. So Ken, do you have any projects you've been working on the last couple days? Me? Yesterday, I was working on finishing up the as-builts for the electrical plan at the church. I also need to get my hands on an appropriate CTB file. Just decorating. Really? Any fun or special decorations you've been working on? Because, I mean, a lot of my effort this week has been focused on just, well, getting everything ready for Black Friday. This has been a very hellacious week for me. A lot of running around. Not very much fun. I haven't even put in thought into decorating the house yet. First, I need to see if I have any outlets outside. I should have one on the porch at least, I think. I would think. But I don't know. Only thing I really got done was having Deb and Derek draw on an ornament mold to make them for Christmas. Draw on an ornament mold. I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest.
I also don't want these nuts. All I want is just candy.
I hear you there, youngling. We're already halfway through. Okay? Yeah, I have no idea what that means. I have, however, found out how poorly prepared I was to take on this project and get it drafted up and sent out. For some reason, I cannot get my maker's mark to work into this title block. I don't have the right print style for this, so all my lines look all the same, so nothing stands out. And I really don't like my title block. It just looks... bleh. You know? Oops. And I have the wrong address in there. Let's see. They drew the designs on a mold with an acrylic paint pen. And then I have to pour resin over top, and their design comes out when I demold it. Oh, okay. Cool. That's a very interesting idea. Let's see. I need to start designing a class or two for blacksmithing. But I also need to... yeah, I need to first, that's springtime. Right now, I think I need to focus on Christmas. Yeah. My mind's already 6 months down the road. I need to figure out if I have a light switch out, or if I have a socket outside or not. Not a socket, receptacle. If I have a receptacle, an outlet outside or not. Because I would like to put lights all across my bushes. You know, I have a hedgerow out front of the house, which is rather nice. Before I had to buy a hedge trimmer to you know, in order to live here, but small details. Lesson 1. Safety. What'd you do? Because I firmly believe that safety is third. And I can explain it and do a poor job of explaining why I believe that. But Mike Rowe, the guy from Dirty Jobs, said it quite succinctly in a TED Talk. Safety third. Because making money is first. That's first. Doing the job is second. And being safe about it is third. For the class you just said, oh yes, safety first. Well, here's the thing. It's going to be a public demonstration class. So I need to find 1 or 2 objects that I can have people make, and the class is included with the ticket price. I do believe I'm going to be on the Arts on Fire event this coming year, and I'm going to be on the committee. And I'm going to be the main blacksmithing presenter. So, I have an extra apron. It's going to take place at the Iron Forges in Scranton, outside. So I think that's going to necessitate a few things. Leaves are a good start. Yeah, well, I think what I'm going to have is an apron. Leaves are a good start. Leaves are surprisingly advanced. You wouldn't think it because they're just leaves. I'm thinking having the kids class be a hook, and then the adults class will be herb choppers. Very easy to make. Very easy to kind of figure it out. Very little actual forming, which is always nice. Loading the car. You got it. But yeah, to figure out some classes, and I have to figure out some stuff to make. I think as far as making stuff at the events, I'll probably do some leaves. And I think I'll do a sword. Now, that'll probably take me the bulk of the day. Working on a sword. But I think if I do if I do the prep work the right way, if I do the right prep work the right way, I think I can do a sword. You're back. All right. I think forging a sword would be really, really nice. I'm thinking a cutlass. It's simple. A cutlass is a rather simple blade, right? It's a nice long swept blade. It's kind of thick and chunky by nature. Yeah, I think I'll do a cutlass. And I think how I will have that set up is I will have the tang already made. Okay? I'll have the tang already made. and I'll have the start of the furniture for it already made. Time to go to work. Peace out. Alright, you take care. Yeah, if I have the furniture for it already made and the tang already done, because that's really the most tedious part of doing that. And I start with an appropriate thickness of metal. I think I can definitely get away with making a cutlass. Yeah. I'm going to do a cutlass. In person. Live. In front of everybody. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my main thing. Get a decent bevel on it. Run a quick fuller down the back. Yeah, I'm gonna do a cutlass. Now I need to see if I can have someone assist me with that. Or make some sort of jig.
I need help finding some enemies.
Well, buddy, I'm still on my live stream. But if you walk in any direction, you'll find some. Trust me. Yeah. So I need some sort of jig that I can easily and repeatedly strike something without having to worry about it too much. And I think the best thing for that would be a fullering jig. Now, I don't want to use a spring jig. I think that would be rather meh, you know? I know what I'll do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so. Yeah. That'll work. At least as long as, if I can have power at the event. what I'll do is I will pre-make most of the furniture. No, I will pre-make all of the furniture, and I'll have a fuller, or not a fuller, a pre-done tang, basically. Yeah, I'll have a pre-done tang. And how I will make that work is the tang is just going to be a jig, one, to set up the handle, like to get all that done. I'll have a tang pre-done, and then what I'll do is I'll take that pre-done tang and I'll bring that with me. I'll set that aside, okay? And how that will work is I have all the furniture mostly done already, right? So I'll have the handle at 80%. I'll have the guard. I'm going to do a basket guard. I'll probably have that at about 100%. I'll have the pommel done. Now, here's the thing. I'll have that so I can disassemble it, right? And I'll have my Daikin Blue with me. And I will forge close to shape, slightly large. Then I will mark the tang. On the blade, using that pre-made tang as a template. Okay? Okay, are you following me so far? And that way, when I go to assemble everything, that will all pop together. And that way I could focus all my effort on the blade. And it's not going to be something that's exorbitantly large. And I'll probably do it out of a mono steel. Yeah. I'll do it out of a mono steel. I'll do it out of like 1095. I think something like a 2-foot cutlass, maybe a 3-foot or 2.5-foot cutlass, 3-foot cutlass would be enough. It doesn't have to be super large or even super heavy, even though a cutlass was kind of a chunkier, heavier blade. So that gives me a little bit of extra wiggle room, you know? I've only made a handful of swords before. And so maybe I should make 2 or 3 in the shop before I really kick it off. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then for the cut, or for the herb choppers, I will have it. I'll have those, you know, pre-cut to the right size. So all I have to do is take the thing and draw that down, maybe give it a little twisty-loo, hammer out the blade, take that guy, loop it around, and then they can anneal it, or not really anneal it, but normalize it, quench it, and then I will take care of the I'll take care of getting it all tempered. I'll put an edge on. I'll buff it for them, because that's the dangerous part, buffing it. Put an edge on it, and boom, there you go. You have an herb chopper that you made with Knightsmith. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Maybe, just maybe, I'll even work on making some armor. Because I do have a jig specifically designed to for peening rivets and stuff and such. So I think if I make a great helm, that can turn out rather pretty. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll make a great helm. So I'll make a great helm, I'll make a cutlass, I'll teach 2 classes. I'll teach a couple classes. Maybe I'll have, 30 or 40 hooks pre-done, because this is going to be like a 2-day thing. And I want to be busy the entire time. I'm going to have to find an assistant to help me with sales. Yeah. I can make this work. I can definitely make this work. Especially if I can get a space that's like... Well, hell, right now I forge in a 3 foot by 7 foot block, basically.
I need a little help.
10 minutes and I'll be done. And I can help you out then, okay? But there's going to be a lot of prep work that goes into this. There's going to be a real lot of prep work that goes into this. So I'm going to have the coal. I'm going to take the coal forge. I'm going to take the propane forge. I'm going to take my oils. Good morning, Alan. I am currently going over, at least in my head and out loud, what I'm going to do for the Arts on Fire event that I'm going to be presenting and apparently teaching at. And hopefully I can get you there as well. I'm trying to get myself on the committee so that I can really get things sussed out, dates and times and everything else. I want to get at least myself and 2 other smiths there so that things can be done and taught and whatnot. Hey, at least he's listening for me to not get on camera. He's doing it in the most ridiculous way possible, but you know what? I have to give him props. So, Alan, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm thinking for the event, I want to teach 2 classes, one for kids and then one for adults. I'm thinking the kids one will be just basic hooks, one hole, just a little S hook, simple. You put a little finial on it, turn that over, heat it up, you quench it, maybe you do a twist, you pull it in the jig, flat, smash the hell out of the end, done. And then you pop a hole in it. You can heat it back up, you wax it, you got yourself a hook. I think they'd be great introductory for kids. And then for the adults, I was thinking about doing herb choppers, so that way you get something that's useful, you get something that's stamped, because it's big enough that you can put a stamp on it. You can't really put a stamp on a little hook.
Oh yeah.
So you can put a stamp on the knife. I can use their first initial, put their first initial on it for them. So my stamp, their first initial. That way it makes them feel all special. They can harden it. It's something they can use in their kitchen and be proud of. Blah 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 blah. Maybe that'll drive sales of cutting boards then. I'm just trying to think of different ways that I can make this work. Child, you're in frame. But the main thing I'm trying to think is I want to do a sword. I want to do a sword live in front of people. I'm thinking about having the furniture already made. Like the handle will be like 90% made. And I'll take some wire, I'll twist the wire, and I'll inlay the wire. And I'll have a template for the tang. Right? So that I can forge the tang. The hardware will all be pre-done and pre-fitted. So I can forge the tang and then grind it to shape. So I know it'll be perfect. I'll have a pummel on there that'll have a hole drilled for it, so I can epoxy the handle. I could put I'll do a basket hilt. I can put the basket hilt on, epoxy the handle in place, and wrap it with the do the quick wire wrap, and then put the pommel on there, put a brass pin in it, pin that over, so that'll hold everything. I'm thinking like a 2.5 to 3 foot blade. I'll do it mono steel, that way I don't have to worry about any weird delaminations or anything that you get with Damascus, that you can get with Damascus. I want to try and make some sort of a fullering jig that's not a spring jig. I don't want a spring fuller. I'm thinking something like a guillotine, but with instead of 2 blades coming down, I'll have it 2 rounded pieces set off to one side that I can reference off of. So I can reference the fuller off the spine, right? And then that way I should be able to be fairly consistent drawing that fuller all the way up the spine. So once I put the bevel on there, if it's a cutlass, I'm really thinking about doing a cutlass because that's probably the simplest sword I can do. It's beveled on one edge. It's supposed to be curved. I can make it look piratey and kind of distressed, so I don't have to be super crazy about the finish. Yeah, it's supposed to be chunky anyways because it's kind of a short hacking blade. And I can make the guard a little bit more ornate. I can bring my oils and stuff and, do the big quench at the end. Do a nice, easy temper. If I have a fuller on there, that will really help control the tempering process a lot. And it looks pretty. What are your thoughts? I'd have the gas forge and the coal forge there, so I'll have a little bit of versatility. That should give it some pizzazz, Oh, geez, there's only 2 minutes left. Also, what projects have you been working on? I don't think anyone's really gotten too much done over this last week. So far, I've only gotten the first draft of the as-builts done. There's a lot of things I need to change and fix on those. Thoughts? Yep, he's going after some Covenant. Looks like he has the Needler. Alan, you still with us? Delivered the fireplace to my buddy. It kicks ass. Well, of course it does. You worked on it. I'm really glad that that fireplace worked out. You seemed really stoked for it. I had to make a pun somehow, somewhere. Set it up in the garage, was in t-shirts in the garage. Really? Well, sounds like you had a better go of things than I did. Oh, it was glorious. I've been waiting to crack my knuckles like that for days. I don't know why, but my joints, especially my hands, have kind of seized up the last couple days. And oh, wonderful. Ran on a grill tank just fine. Well, bravo. I don't know if I'd be able to. Well, maybe I could. I don't know. Dicking with stuff like that is not exactly my forte. Whoa. That went back really far. Alright, that's better. There's a pin you can pull in the chair. That'll either let it go back, a few inches, or if you pull it way back. And I didn't realize it was pulled. Though, since this Arts on Fire thing is going to be starting, it's really time for me to knuckle down and really make the portable forge. Ran on a grill tank. Good. Actually, beautiful. Yeah, playing with gas is something that I really need to get better at. Because, now I'm going to be honest with you, even setting up the gas forge, which was all like pre-assembled parts, I was pretty leery on. And I want to get myself a little casting jig, a little thing to cast. Let's see, Alan hung a door, carved another one out for the fittings, broke down 2 10x20 pop-ups, patched a roof with a new corrugated panel. You have been busy. You have been way busier than me. It's only been a week. Hung a door, carved another out for the fittings. Yeah, there's a few things that I would like to do. I would like to get myself my own homestead, and ideally, basically build everything myself from scratch, if I can. What would be the most ideal? Did all that in 4 hours yesterday at the homes. 4 hours? Jesus, Alan. How many energy drinks did you drink? No, that's pretty good. Yeah, I would like to do a homestead, but do the whole thing basically from scratch. Not exactly primitive, but not exactly modern either. And Alan, half of 1 on my way there. Impressive. Quite impressive, actually. So, almost done, bud. Wow. So now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I want to go with a treadle for the forge. I think just for the wow factor that it would bring, I think I want to do a bellows. I think having a bellows would really give it that, you know, authentic feel. You know what I mean? So, I also need to design and come up with a portable bellows that also doesn't look like crap. Because I'm going to be completely honest. The one I have in the shop, while highly functional, very, very functional, looks like junk. And yeah. So I think it would be box bellows. A box bellows would work. I know Derek has been really trying to get me for a box bellows, but I think a double lung bellows is still the way to go. Just for that visual appeal, and if I'm going to teach classes, so I can have people grab a handle and pull it. I still think that's the way to go. Especially if I'm going to be taking this whole contraption out and about to different events. Like, I know one of the towns around here does like a third Thursday. Maybe I could go do a first Friday. And that would really help me out a lot, I think, visual impact wise. I also need to find a way to help mitigate both wind and smoke. I'm thinking using a couple expanded metal grates, actually, and kind of enclose the forge with the expanded metal grate, and then maybe have some slots around it, like if I'm working on something longer also, that I could kind of lift up the slot so I could get something in there longer. But I really think a double lung bellows. Stuck in the chair at the moment. Cat on the lap.
Even when I'm touching the hot light bulb, I don't feel any hotness.
That's still not a great idea there, child. But I can tell you, when I'm done, I will show you and tell you exactly why. Okay? He's touching light bulbs now to see if they're hot. He's got to remove his fingerprints one day when he finds an incandescent bulb. Anyways, I am over time. But Alan, you and I will have to sit down and brainstorm, maybe over a glass of something. here in the near future. Because I have a lot of ideas. I have a real lot of ideas for how to do things and how to get it done. Could teach coffee can forge build. That would be cool. That'd be a nice, simple little one. Very quick, very easy. But I don't think I want to teach the general public how to build their own forge. I think that's a recipe for many people burning down their houses and then coming after me for a recompense. I think that would be a nightmare. Because there's way too many caveats. And there's way too many, how do I put it? There's way too many you need to have common sense, and I do not trust the public to have enough common sense to build their own forge without doing all the research themselves. Does that make sense? That would be more like a private class thing, where there's like 2 or 3 people. And I could sit down with them and go through the hows and the whys and the why nots, and see their faces, not distracted, and know that they're listening and understanding what I'm telling them. That is a good idea, though. But my hour is up, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to end things, because I still have a lot to do today as well. So, Alan, we definitely need to sit down and chat sometime soon. How we're gonna figure that out is beyond me, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'll see y'all next week, and thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time, and don't burn your house down. All right, I'll talk to you.